Former Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf has co-launched the Muslim Impact Forum, which is about, quote, pushing good people into positions of power, and aims to help Muslims into politics, according to Middle East Eye, a friendly publication that is trying to give them the most favourable coverage they can. And I just want to say, I don't particularly want this. I just don't think this should be allowed, really. The Muslim Impact Forum, launched at Palestine House in central London, aims to help connect Muslim leadership, expertise and resources across philanthropy, business, academia and geopolitics. So, as you can see, the Muslim demographic in Britain, these people are trying to turn it into an organised minority, essentially to take over the political landscape of this country. I'm sorry, but that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But that's basically what they're saying. It seeks to co-develop solutions to global challenges so that Muslim leaders can play a central role in shaping global strategies for social change. Okay. That's not that much I can say about that, really, because I don't want to get in trouble. They say that talented Muslims, quote, must enter politics. Politics is the arena in which you can make the biggest difference. He called for the Muslim community to invest in Muslim talent. It's not about a Muslim agenda. It's about pushing good people into positions of power. Okay, but you're literally called the Muslim, the Muslim Impact Forum, and it's not about a Muslim agenda. It's like, how could it be about any other kind of agenda? How could anyone possibly believe it's about some other agenda other than the Islamic agenda? Like, you would have to be a lunatic to believe that that's not what this is about. And I mean, the very definition of what a good person is predicated on them being a Muslim, according to you. He says that he would love to be able to use his vast experience to serve the public, which means to push Muslims into positions of power, because they're worried about the growth of the far right. We can either bury our head in the sand and hope that it will boil over, or we can think, which is not, what we can do what I think the MIF is trying to do, which is not be passive. There are plenty of people who are not Muslim who are terrified of the far right. Then why create an explicitly Muslim network if this isn't purely about advancing the cause of Muslims and Islam in Britain? Because that's obviously what this is. But anyway, there's 4 years until the next election, they think, and so that should give us plenty of time to organise. So we're now going to get the organised Muslim voting bloc in the UK, and it's basically like their answer to Rupert Lowe's reform movement, actually, which is interesting. But the whole thing is just, the rise of sectarianism in Britain. That's all this is. This is the continued sort of Northern Irelandization or Lebanization of this country. And we knew this was going to happen. Anyway, Basel got a bunch of videos from the conference and their speeches, and this is just the opposite of what I want for the future of my country.
I would say hand on heart now that we are at a tipping point in this country, and it's reflected in other countries as well, where we either try and do something different, to try and self-organize Muslims, to represent ourselves better, to use our resources better, and to influence the countries that we live in better than we have done already. Brother Hamza is a relatively rare and unique political talent. Actually, we need many more people like him at the top of government, in every government, in this country, across the 4 nations, and in other governments, that can influence, sit at the top table and make a difference on behalf of the Muslims. I would say
on behalf of the Muslims, right? This is the thing. They literally want a Muslim takeover of this country. That's literally what he's arguing for. We want Muslims at the top of each of the constituent nations of the United Kingdom. I'm sorry. No, I'm not for this at all. I'm absolutely against this. I mean, like, every time it's happened, it's hardly been good for everyone else, has it? But what's interesting is the people involved. As you can see here, there's Naz Shah, there's Humza Yousaf, and a bunch of other Muslim activists. And they've got entrepreneurs and various other people. So, again, it's very much their version of what Rupert Lowe is doing. Now, you might remember Naz Shah, suspended from Labour under Jeremy Corbyn, for being too excessively anti-Israel, which is funny. But from our perspective, you remember that she did also retweet the parody Owen Jones account saying that abuse victims of the rape gangs should shut their mouths for the good of diversity. She's walked that back, saying that she didn't know, but come on, let's be honest. She knew what she was doing. But again, she's done nothing but say, look, we need to have us in charge over the native British population. And that's why she's joined this initiative. As you heard him, we need to have Muslims at the top of all of these positions of power in the United Kingdom so that Muslim voices can be heard, so that Muslims can be in charge of what's happening. I was like, okay, great. I'm just not for this. I'm totally not for this. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I think this should be bloody legal. Like, you shouldn't be able to just organize in a sectarian manner in order to take over our country. This is the profound weakness of 20th century democracy, is that we engaged in party politics by interest, by sort of, how to describe it? We weren't ethnically motivated through our voting patterns. We were motivated by particular sort of non-affiliated interests, as in, oh, I would like the tax to go up so I could pay for extra NHS. Oh, I think we should lower the tax somewhat so that business can thrive. And then there's this group. We think Muslims should take over Britain and be in positions of power. Not so it's a Muslim takeover, but we just want Muslims doing it. And we're going to call it the Muslim Impact Forum. So you know that we're serious about not being just about a power grab for Muslims in Britain. It's just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, how far gone are we that this is even possible? Like, they carry out, they say that, oh, there are 4 million Muslims in Britain. That's more Muslims than Welshmen. There are more Muslims in Britain than there are the Welsh, the homeland of the Welsh. There are more of them than the Welsh. Like, is that acceptable? Why are we allowing this to happen? They have countries of their own that they are ruling at the moment. If Muslim voices, Muslim people want political power and representation, they have like 50 countries. Like, does Britain need to become another one of those countries? I would hazard a guess as to say no, actually. Especially when it's hardly that we've had their best and brightest. Right? These people I've not been impressed with. In particular, like Naz Shah, because obviously, she was just saying, I only care about making sure the Muslim community isn't given a bad reputation because of the grooming gangs. That was what she was trying to do here, for the good of diversity. Then you have Humza Yousaf. I mean, you'll remember this banger.
Positions in Scotland are filled almost exclusively by those who are white. Take my portfolio alone. The Lord President, white. The Lord Justice Clerk, white. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white. The Solicitor General, white. The Chief Constable, white. Every Deputy Chief Constable, white. Every Assistant Chief Constable, white. The head of the Law Society, white. The head of the Faculty of Advocates, white. Every prison governor, white. And not just justice. The Chief Medical Officer, white. The Chief Nursing Officer, white. The Chief Veterinary Officer, white. The Chief Social Work Advisor, white. Almost every trade union in this country headed by people who are white. In the Scottish Government, every Director General is white. Every chair of every public body is white.
It's Scotland, you fucking racist. The man obviously just hates white people, right? So why would I think that, in fact, an organisation, a political group founded by Humza Yousaf and Naz Shah wouldn't simply be a way of attacking the majority white population? To put Muslims in charge who, under their stewardship and with Humza's broad experience in politics, wouldn't just be a way of, frankly, suppressing the native population, extracting resources from them and getting them to shut up for the sake of diversity. Why would I think it wouldn't be that? Why would I think that wouldn't be the case? I honestly find it difficult to understand why someone who claims to be a son of the soil of Pakistan should be in charge of any British nation at all, whatsoever. I don't even know why he's in this country. I don't understand why we allow foreigners to have power in this country at all, and ones with such obvious racial hatred towards us. I'm sorry, if you hate us that much, I don't think we should be allowing you in positions of power, especially when you're literally like, say, yeah, well, I'm a son of the soil of Pakistan. And this is during an interview with the Pakistani TV channel, by the way, where he's saying to them, in fact, well, I'll watch some of it, you see it.
I'm very proud of being the first Scottish Pakistani to become First Minister of Scotland. So I'm a son of the soil there in Pakistan.
Together for nearly about an hour. So what were the main topics and main areas that you discussed?
So increasing trade and investment and cooperation between.
So you talk about boring day-to-day political stuff now. But you can see that he's talking to a Pakistani news channel. He's like, oh yeah, no, I'm a Scottish Pakistani. Whatever that's supposed to mean. What it means is Pakistani raised in Scotland. But he identifies himself as a son of the soil of Pakistan. And so you can see where his ultimate loyalties lie. And so essentially, he's looking at our country as a kind of province that he can get Muslims to rule. And who's that going to benefit? Well, I wonder if the the MPs who are advocating for the airport in Mirpur, I wonder if there's any sort of binding thread that ties them together, right? Anyway, I'm not going to go on any further because I'm probably going to get myself in trouble. But this is just, I just don't see this as being acceptable. I don't think these people should be allowed into British politics. And I just don't want to see a Muslim takeover of our country, even if it's via democratic means.